Ladies and gentlemen, my name is IndustrialFaith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. This is Season 3, Episode 6. We are getting battery production squared away. And I just rebuilt the entire battery production thing because I want to make it double-sided. A twofer, if you will. And we're going to do a little more research. We're going to be working. I want to get robots because eventually when I go out and clear those terrible natives from their lands because, well, they just don't respect cultural diversity, of course, I'm going to need lasers to creep, and I'd like to do it with robots, and I'd like to power armor and so forth. That, however, is going to require me to. That's a bit in the future, shall we say? Because in order to build power armor and so forth, I need blue circuits. I do not have blue circuits. Now what I'm doing here is I'm rerouting the sulfuric acid. Now what I could have done is I could have slapped a tank next to it and fed off that. But I didn't like that aesthetics, although that big weird pseudo piggy curly Q I just built isn't much better. There was no good solution other than building a new series of tanks. I just didn't want to do that. So, and here I'm building it like this because let's try and make it pleasing. And I'm sitting here going, I'm just off. I really like the way this looks, by the way, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I really like the way that looks. That's fantastic, and I don't care if you don't agree. So here we go. Everything's running. We're getting batteries. We're getting oodles, I say, of batteries. And now that we have batteries, we can begin to build the blue science, and that's what we're gonna do. Now again, I don't know the ratios. It's something I need to do the math on. So I don't know if anybody's ever done the math on it. How do you like that's my my fill? So I do need to find out where I'm going to do it. And the only thing I need to build on this side are the inserters. That's the only thing I need to build. The only thing I need to build on this side is the inserter assembly, the smart inserter assembly. So we're going to go from yellow assemblers to blue assemblers to green assemblers, and then everything else is going to get piped down there. Here I'm just trying to figure out in my head where I'm going to put stuff. Kind of look at stuff and go, oh, what is this? So I kind of want to get it in the middle, not get it in the middle. Yeah. So kind of space here. I'm spacing my because I do need to build gears, and then the other thing I need is the iron, and yeah, I need iron and green circuits, and that's it. And I only need the gears for the yellow assemblers. After that, it's all green circuits. So here I'm doing a whole bunch of, and this is a weird move where I'm going to reconnect the iron to the line, which is a really weird move, and I wouldn't recommend doing this. See that little shunt right there? I'm going to connect it back there. That's just weird. Just weird. There's no need to do that. No reason to do that. But I do anyways. I don't know. Maybe I think it's aesthetically pleasing. You got me. You don't know what you're doing. No, I have no idea what I'm doing here, actually. But it looks nice. So, boom, boom. So, this is going to be our 3, again, over under. We don't need a lot of, well, anything. So again, we don't, yeah, there we go. And those are going to feed into the next assembler, and so on and so forth. And it's actually, this is a nice little system, and it works, and it's simple, it's easy. I can jam it next to something else. And yeah, there we go. And now I have to get everything else down there because blue science is steel, green assemblers, red circuits, and batteries. And then you throw it into a machine and it mashes it all up. It liquefies it like one of those ninja juice mixers, and then it pours it into a glass. I mean, seriously. It's crazy. I have no idea. And I mean, it's like anything else. It's fanciful and insane. But there it is. I mean, that's just, there it is. And if you want to say, whoop, there it is, that's fine. It's nonsensical, but kind of humorous when you think about it. It puts it into a blender, and then it makes like machine juice. It's all machine juice. If you think about it. Whoa. Yeah, it's all machine juice. So I'm just going to be lazy here and run it like that, because I'm lazy. And and I'm going to run it around here. And I'm just going to pass it under there, because that's all it needs. There we go. And so then we'll have two side by side. There we go. And I can easily just expand them downward, and that is plenty of green assemblers for the process. Now, as long as I don't run out of steel, green circuits, or batteries, we're going to be fine. I think I moved this down because it just wasn't feeding right for some reason. Oh, that's what it was. It didn't feel like it was feeding right, and I wasn't getting enough green circuits. So I needed 2 green circuits to really make this thing crank. There we go. Now it's rocking. There we go. So here's our green sign, or our blue signs. Here's our green signs. We're making green signs twice? Yes, darling, it's strange, isn't it? So I think I do overkill with these guys, which is why I'm doing the loop, so that I can extend the science down if I have to. And yeah, I'm going to have to. Because for some reason, why did I save there? I have no idea why I saved. But for some reason, it just doesn't seem to work as well. I mean, that's how long it takes to make green signs. It's a noticeable wait, even at 4 times speed. I think it's 15 seconds for every potion. Now here I'm looking, I'm like, I've got to expand. I've got to expand this. I'm looking to expand the green circuits. I'm like, this is nuts. We're using a ton. So again, I'm getting ready to expand. It's like, oh, we got to go. We got to expand. But then I start to wonder, why are my green circuits? What's so difficult about my green circuits? What's going on with the green circuits? I'm trying to figure out. They just feel slow. Now, a lot of it's the initial backlog. When you first start any project, of course, it's going to chew up whatever you've had sitting around. So green circuits are running pretty well. You look at them like, they're kind of threadbare, but they're not that bad. And all I do is I speed up the assembly machines. And I'm running out of blues, and I start looking at it, and you don't need blue inserters to feed the copper coil machines. They do just fine on their own. But then I realized I don't have enough copper. That's part of my copper's gotten really threadbare, so I really have to start making more copper. Yeah, copper more. And I can put another one there. So here we go. So is it feeding better? A little bit. So, but there's no kill like overkill. So I start looking, okay, we're getting, and the funny thing is only one side is eating the copper. The other side's like, meh, whatever. It's almost hilarious that it's just, Now this should work for copper for just about till the end of the game. Iron is always the big problem, and that's just a fact. So there we go. Slam that over there, and that's going to, there we go. Belt's completely saturated. Still not getting a lot of copper there. Green circuits are kind of chewed up, but here's where I start mussing with the other ones. And this is also where I figure out I don't need the yellow. The yellow inserters are fine, and they feed the blue inserters very well. So I don't have to, or they feed the blue assemblers very well, so I don't have to worry about that. So we are cranking away at the copper here, and I realize I'm probably going to have to make another smelting line for the copper. For the copper, yo. Yes. Alright. It's good to see my memory works. Most of the time. So. And it's just me spacing everything out. Just me spacing out again. Yeah, let's go boop, boop, boop. There's the feed lines. Got to get everything rolling. I don't know why these are so far away compared to the iron, but whatever. I really have no idea why it's so far away. It's one space away. I mean, it's not huge. It's just away. So, and then we are just going to run this nice together. Bingo bango. Not enough coal, so I'm going to have to build more coal. And this is one of the end game issues. Anytime something, it's sort of like replacing what do you call it? Sort of like replacing hydraulic hoses on an old car. What happens is you replace in a hydraulic system, you have to replace all the hoses, because any hoses you don't replace are going to be weak and won't be able to withstand the pressure of the new hoses. So what does that mean? Well, that simply means that anytime you solve one problem, you will find another problem. And it's the same way with this. I'll get my copper fixed. Oh, I love that. I can get belts and inserters. I'll get my copper fixed, and another problem will show up because the copper feed will be fine. Okay, well, is there a slowdown? Is the copper shortage disguising another kind of shortage? And the answer is going to be yes, because that's how it works. And that's part of the fun and that's what keeps you playing, because you try to find an optimal setup for everything. And you won't. So there you go, more copper. And that's going to feed those two smelters just fine. And what am I removing? I don't know. And so I've got science running and everything's all. So I have the reason I built my laboratory running. I've got blue science. Everything seems to be working great. I put on, there's my stash box for blue inserters, because I could build another assembly for them, but why? There's going to be plenty of downtime for that science, for the green assembly, that I can easily pull 50 of them off. Not an issue. And I can do it over and over and over. And so here I'm looking at it again. I'm just going, this is feeding screwy. So I'm going to put on a weird balancer here. And all it does is it's making sure the saturation, excuse me, I mean the compression is good. So what do we have here? Now I believe I'm going to build laser turrets. Laser turrets. Yes. Need to build laser turrets, because I don't have any. And I'm thinking I need to begin the push. I really need to begin the push into the mainland. Because I already know that my throughput's kind of weird. And I know at some point very soon I'm going to have to do something about it. And also, on another interesting note, I'm actually going to start having power issues here any second now. So here's where I'm combining. This is, there we go, personal roboports. Can't really use them. So I need steel, and is it plastic? Looks like it's steel and green circuits. What do we need here? Steel and green circuits. Okay, yeah. And that's how you, that is how you build the laser weapons, the turrets. And also, I believe this ends on a cliffhanger. I started having power issues. Big time. Which is kind of entertaining. So, well, I mean, entertaining in a, oh gosh, something's going on kind of way. Not in a, ooh, let's do this again kind of way. because that's dull. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping this up. Thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good night, and bye-bye.